3 days after the only son of tech billionaire Victor Langford and his wife, the young couple Christopher and Amelia Langford vanished without a trace in the ancient Cascade wilderness. A German shepherd began to appear. It stood silently outside the Langfords' glass-walled mansion, golden eyes staring straight into the living room as if waiting for something. It didn't bark, didn't growl. It simply stood there with an eerie patience, ears pricked high, making security guards and even Christopher's parents feel a chill run down their spines. Victor Langford, the man Forbes once called the conqueror of Silicon Valley, had already deployed helicopters, thermal drones, professional rescue teams, and put up a $10 million reward for any information about his son and daughter-in-law. But the Cascade Forest had swallowed every signal, every footprint. The dog showed up on the exact third day. It waited until Victor and his wife Elena walked into the hallway. Then it turned, slowly trotted toward the dark line of pine trees, stopped once, and looked back as if saying, "Follow me." Victor Langford didn't believe in superstition. But after 3 sleepless nights, he had lost all reason. He and Elena climbed into an off-road vehicle with bodyguards in tow, and then followed the dog on foot deep into the forest. The German shepherd led them along paths that didn't exist on any map, across streams, up steep ridges, sometimes pausing, so the elderly couple could catch their breath. After nearly 3 hours, it brought them to a crumbling, wooden cabin covered in moss. Inside on the rotting floorboards lay Amelia's burgundy cashmere scarf, the birthday gift Christopher had given her exactly 1 week before they disappeared. And there was an old black-and-white photograph, a man standing in front of this very cabin, dated 1948. His face was so strikingly similar to Christopher's that Victor took a step back. The man in the photo was Theodore Harrison, Amelia's great-great-grandfather. At that moment, the dog vanished. The next night it returned, this time frantic running circles around the mansion, barking 3 sharp, urgent barks before bolting into the forest. Victor and Elena didn't hesitate. They grabbed flashlights, a pistol, and a security team, but the dog only allowed the 2 of them to follow. It growled menacingly at anyone else who tried to get close. At midnight, under a cold moon, they reached a hidden valley surrounded by centuries-old giant cedars. There, a faint glow of firelight flickered. A tall man stepped out of the shadows. His face was an older version of Christopher's. "Mr. Victor, Mrs. Elena." His voice was low and calm. "We've been waiting for you for a very long time." Behind him was a small settlement, completely hidden in the forest, wooden cabins built in perfect harmony with nature, no electricity, no cell signal, yet clean and warm. And there, sitting by the fire, smiling, were Christopher and Amelia, safe and sound. Amelia ran to hug her mother-in-law, tears streaming down her face. Christopher took his father's hand and whispered, "I'm sorry we made you worry. But we don't want to go back to the old world anymore." The older man, David Harrison, a direct descendant of Theodore, explained, "More than 70 years ago, one branch of the Harrison family chose to leave modern society and live in seclusion in these woods, protecting this last untouched sanctuary of ancient cedars and hundreds of rare species. They weren't completely cut off from the world. They simply never showed themselves. For generations, the German shepherds had been their messengers, trained from puppyhood to recognize family blood, no matter how diluted through the decades. When Christopher and Amelia went on a private camping trip to escape the paparazzi flashbulbs for their first wedding anniversary, they accidentally crossed into this territory. The lead dog recognized Amelia. She carried Harrison blood, even though she herself had never known it. Instead of guiding them back out, the Harrison clan decided to keep them for a while, to see if they truly belonged here, and both of them had chosen to stay. David placed a small green stone carved with a cedar symbol into Victor's hand. If one day you miss your son too much, place this stone on the east windowsill. A dog will come for you. Only you and Elena. No bodyguards, no helicopters, no rewards. Victor Langford, the man who once bought an entire private island, felt for the first time in his life that he had nothing left to negotiate with. He nodded. The next morning, the press received only a brief statement from the Langford Corporation. Christopher and Amelia Langford have been found safe. They have chosen to live in seclusion for personal reasons. Please respect the family's privacy. No one ever saw the billionaire couple in public again. But people say that on bright moonlit nights at the now abandoned Langford mansion, a German shepherd can still be seen standing quietly outside the glass walls, ears pricked, golden eyes glowing, as if waiting for someone to finally decide to follow it into the forest. And sometimes, very rarely, people spot two faint flashlight beams at the edge of the woods. Two elderly figures hand in hand walking behind a shepherd leading the way, disappearing among the ancient cedars. Perhaps getting lost is the fastest way to find your way home after all.